Yes, yes.
As far as
Why
you
people
are,
study language and the reason of studying English and
listen,
the motivation. There's two types of motivation.
yes, you remember two types of motivation, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Am I right?
Yes, teacher, you're right.
Intrinsic motivation, it is also important. There are two kinds of, I hope you will remember, there are two types of motivation, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Can you see the slide?
Oscar, teacher.
Intrinsic motivation, it is also important. Intrinsic motivation plays a vital part in most students' success or failure as language learner. This sentence means if you have intrinsic motivation, you can succeed in your learning. On the other hand, if you do not have motivation, if you are not motivated, your learning will not be successful. Okay? Do you agree this point? Hello?
Yes,
Do you agree this point?
yes, teacher, I agree.
Yes, we should totally agree this one. So, as a language teacher, we should know our students should have motivation. If they do not have motivation, it is our duty to try to arouse their interest. Yes, I will read out the only highlighted sentences. What happened in the classroom will be of vital importance in determining the attitude to the language. Okay? Sometimes you may have positive attitude to the language. Sometimes you have a negative attitude to the language. It largely depends on what, as a language teacher, what you did in the class. It is also important. It means sometimes as a teacher, you can arouse a student's motivation. Sometimes you are not. That it largely depends on your role. If you can motivate, your student will be motivated to learn language. There are some intrinsic motivation. Under this setting, we are going to study physical condition. What happens in the classroom will have an important effect on students. This sentence means if they are happy in the classroom, they will be motivated to study. On the other hand, if they feel bored in the classroom, their learning will not be successful. So the first point is physical condition. I want you to read the highlighted sentence. Any volunteer to read the first highlighted sentence in under physical condition. Who went to read out?
Yeah, teacher. Physical condition have a great effect on learning and can alter a student motivation either positively or negatively.
Yes. Physical condition can affect your students' motivation. This motivation may be positive motivation or negative motivation. If a classroom situation is bad, it has a negative motivation. If a good condition, then we will have positive condition. For example, here, make their classroom pleasant as far as possible. If your classroom is pleasant, you will be motivated to learn. If your classroom isn't pleasant, your student will not learn. Can you think of some physical condition in your classroom? Pleasant classroom situation. Can you think of what are the pleasant classroom situations? According to your classroom experience, what classroom are pleasant? Can you think of pleasant classroom situation?
Teacher, I think we have enough facility, and I like a desk and a chair and a book and a clean plate.
So if you have sufficient facility,
Yes, yes,
your classroom is pleasant classroom. Okay.
yes. Okay, teacher.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I agree. I agree with you. Thank you for your discussion. Classroom situation, pleasant classroom situation means in this classroom, as you said, there must be sufficient teaching material. For example, there must be prescribed textbooks. There must be sufficient desks and chairs. And can you think of other possible that can make classroom pleasant? Can you add other more pleasant classroom situations?
Yes, teacher.
Right?
Yes, teacher. I need teaching it for to success my lesson plans.
Lesson plan. Lesson plan. Do you think lesson plan should be put under physical
No,
condition?
no. I mean teaching it.
Teaching aids.
Yes, teacher.
Teaching aids. Where will you put the teaching aids? In the classroom.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, we are discussing under physical condition. Pleasant classroom situation means, as you said, if we can put your students work, such as they are teaching aids in the classroom, your student may probably think that this is their classroom. They feel this is their classroom. In such a way, it can also create a pleasant classroom situation. Okay, I agree with this. So here, as here it is written, even when conditions are bad, it may possible to improve classroom. How can we improve classroom atmosphere? Please read this one. It is the thing, as you said. We can improve atmosphere. Atmosphere means classroom situation. How can you improve classroom situation? With
Please,
students
work.
Students work mean sometimes your teacher asks your students to make their own teaching aids. This is called students work. Student work, they may probably draw teaching aids. They will make a model. These are student work. By showing their work in the classroom, we can create a pleasant physical condition. Okay. For example, if there are more students, one in classroom A, there are many students. In classroom B, there are a few students. Which classroom has pleasant situation? More students or fewer students?
More student, teacher. You have
Pleasant to create
yeah.
to create a pleasant classroom situation. Should there be many students or optimal students?
I think optimum student, teacher.
Yes, optimal student is better. You know, really, what the new best look at my nigga, no, new best solution, I reality solution, within it, not BD students, within that, physical condition, call anything that we bet who are left to in a classroom, there are maybe more than 60 students. They are old. Even their age is also older than you. So this is not a pleasant physical classroom situation. So according to this example, if there are more than optimal students, this can create a better classroom situation. optimum situation there. Your classroom should be airy. There should be enough light. They are physical conditions. အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့ private tuition တွေပါလို့ဘယ်လိုကြီးညာကြလဲသူတို့ရဲ့ classroom မှာပါလို့လေလူနည်းနည်းလေးနဲ့သင်မယ်aircon တွေပါလေးရှိတယ်စသဖြင့်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုကြီးညာကြော်ညာတာမျိုးလေးတွေတွေ့ဘူးလား
ဟုတ်ကဲ့တွေ့ပါတယ်ချာလူဦးရဲ့အခန်းသားနဲ့ခေါ်တဲ့စာတင်ဝိုင်းလေးပုံစံမျိုးမှာချာ
ဟုတ်တယ်လူကြီးအကန့်အသတ်နဲ့သင်မယ် aircon ရှိတယ်စသဖြင့်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါတွေ physical condition this example shows a physical condition is important. If the teacher can create a pleasant physical classroom situation, then we can hope our students' learning success. Another point is what can create a student success. Second point is
method.
Yes, method, teaching method.
Yes.
If your teaching method is attractive to your student, they will be interested in your lesson. On the other hand, if your students are feeling bored, then they will be motivated. Here, please read the highlighted one. Some effects on their motivation. Our teaching style, our teaching method will affect on students' motivation. For example, if your student find deadly boring your teaching method, then they will be demotivated. They will no longer interested in your teaching. On the other hand, if they have a confidence in your method, they will be motivated. So your teaching method is the teaching method is also important in deciding whether your students will be successful or not. One of you, I want you to read this one. If the
student lose confidence in the methods, he or she will become dismotivated.
Yes, this sentence clearly point out that your teaching method is important. If you cannot arouse your students' interest, then students will be bored. As a result, they were no longer interested in your lesson. So, teaching method is also important. What is another important factor in deciding student success?
The teacher.
Yes, the teacher itself is important. If the teacher is a good teacher, then we can hope he will be able to teach it successfully. By the way, how well can you, according to your teaching experience and your classroom experience, how will you define a good teacher? A good teacher, what kind of qualifications should they have? What kind of qualifications should they have if they are set to be a good teacher?
I can say in your mouth.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, ဆရာကအဲ့လိုကိုဆရာကောင်းတယောက်ပေါ့နော်ကိုတီချာဖြစ်ဖို့ဆိုရင်ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်ရမလဲဆိုတော့သူတင်တဲ့ဘာသာရပ်ကိုလည်းကျွမ်းကျင်ပိုင်နိုင်မှုရှိရမယ်ဒီဘာသာကြောင့်တီချာသိရမယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကလေးတွေရဲ့စိတ်နဲ့သဘောထားနဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့ဘယ်လိုမျိုးသူတို့ရဲ့သင်ယူခြင်းစိတ်ကိုလည်းနိုးဆွပေးနိုင်တဲ့နည်းလမ်းကောင်းလို့ဆရာသိရမယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကလေးတယောက်ဘယ်လောက်ထိကိုသိရှိသွားရဲဆိုတာကိုလည်းစစ်ဆေးနိုင်တဲ့နည်းလမ်းမျိုးစုံကိုကျွမ်းကျင်တဲ့ဆက်တဲ့လူတယောက်ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုတယ်လို့ထင်ပါတယ်ဆရာ
So according to your discussion, there are 3 points to be a good teacher. The first point is he must know his subject. Okay. For example, if you are going to teach English, you must good at English. This is called academic qualification. I think you are taught a good teacher has 2 kinds of qualification. Basically, there are 2 kinds of qualification if you want to be set to be a good teacher. Academic qualification and professional qualification. Academic qualification means you must know your subject. If you are going to teach English, you must protect English. If you are going to teach mathematics, you must protect mathematics. This is the first qualification. You must protect your subject. So if you are going to teach English, you must protect English. Second one is you must know. Second one is you must, as Sarah said, you must know you are students. Whether they are a bright student, average student, or slow learner, depending on their level, we have to teach we have to adjust our teaching rates. For example, if most of your students are bright students, how should you teach slowly or quickly?
teacher.
I will say it again. If in your classroom, most of the students are bright students, then how should your teaching style adjust? Teaching speed, slowly or quickly?
Quickly.
In general, if your students are bright, you can teach fast. But if your students are not a bright student, how should you teach?
Slowly.
Yes,
Step by step.
Yes, step by step, slowly. So depending on, I agree what you said. You must know you are student. You must know you are students mean whether they are bright student, whether they are average student, what about their motivation. Thank you, sir. Anyone, can you add other qualification of a good teacher? Who can add? Who can add other qualification of a good teacher? There are 50 participants in this class. I hear only 2 boys. What about the other teachers? You can discuss in your mind. Imagine no discuss research တခုလုပ်ကြည့်တာ1990 win လောက်မှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီစာသင်ခန်းတစ်ခုမှာကလေးတွေကိုမေးကြည့်တာเนาะ a good teacher ရဲ့ qualities တွေကို here that's like a list of teacher quality in order of preference. In order of preference, one is the most important and then is the least important. Here we check out what they say, what are the quality of the teacher. Please read 1 to 10 silently. I think you have read. Haven't you?
Yes, teacher. I have.
I hear the same sound. I always hear your sound. What about the other students?
Yes, teacher, finish.
Yes, sir.
Another different sound. I hear 3 sound. According to number 1, he makes his course interesting. If you can make your course interesting, then you can be said to be a good teacher. Second one is he teaches good pronunciation, because here, especially English teacher, a good teacher here means an English teacher, a good English teacher. So he can teach a good pronunciation. Do you think a pronunciation is important?
Yes, teacher.
Do you think good pronunciation is important?
Yes, I think.
Yes, I agree, teacher.
Here, we should partly agree. not totally. Okay. Here, there are different degrees to an agreement. Sometimes we can say partly agree. Sometimes we can say totally agree. Here, I should use the word partly. If I were you, I should say I partly agree, because sometimes pronunciation has a different pronunciation. In later section, we will a variety of English. For example, Myanmar language is spoken by different ethnic groups. Do they have the same pronunciation? General Myanmarစကားကိုပဲလေကိုတိုင်းရင်းသားလူမျိုးစုံပြောတဲ့အခါမှာ pronunciation တူကြလား
မဆိုပါဘူးဆရာ
ရခိုင်လူမျိုးကလည်းမြန်မာစကားကိုရခိုင်ဒေသနဲ့ပြောတယ်ရှမ်းကလည်းပဲရှမ်းလီလီသိန်းနဲ့ပြောတယ်မွန်ကလည်းမွန်လီလီသိန်းနဲ့ပြောတယ်ဆိုတော့in the same way အင်္ဂလန်မှာလည်းဒီလိုမှပြည်နယ်တွေအများကြီးရှိတာလေနော်ပြည်နယ်တစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုရဲ့ accent တွေပေါ့နော် accent တွေကမတူကြဘူးမတူတော့ the same pronunciation which pronunciation is acceptable ဆိုတာတော်တော်လေးတော့ခက်တာနော်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကအနည်းဆက်ဆုံးပေါ့လေအနည်းဆက်ဆုံးမှမို့တော့လို့လေတအားကြီး native speaker တယောက်နဲ့တူတော့အောင်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ pronunciation ကောင်းကြရမလို့နော်ကျွန်တော်လည်းအဲ့လောက်ထိမကောင်းနော်အဲ့တော့ got a pronunciation ဆိုတဲ့နေရာမှာ it's a limit နော် limit တော်လို့လေအတိုင်းတာတစ်ခုနော် he explained clearly what about this one if you think if a teacher can explain clearly do you think he is a good teacher
Yes, I think.
တခါလေကျတော့အယူဆတွေပြောင်းလာတယ်ဆရာဆရာမတို့နော်အခုနောက်ပိုင်းကျကျွန်တော်တို့as all of you know there are two kinds of approaches teacher center approach နဲ့ learner center approach he explained clearly is there teacher center approach or learner center approach
teacher center approach
Just an approach.
teacher center approach ဟိုတော့ကနော်ဆရာကနေဦးဆောင်ပြီးတော့တင်ကြတဲ့အခါမှာဆရာရှင်းပြတာပေါ့လေရှင်းပြတဲ့အခါမှာအဲ့ဒါကိုပဲဆရာတေချာရှင်းပြနိုင်သူ့ကိုဆရာကောင်းတစ်ယောက်လို့အဲ့ဒီခါကျတော့ရှိသမျှလူတွေတွေမရှိရှင်းပြနေလို့ရှိရင်ကလေးရဲ့အုံနောက်ကဘာလို့တော့မှာလဲဘာမှသုံးပြမလို့တော့ဘူးလေအကုန်ရှင်းပြဖို့မလိုဘူးနော်အခုနောက်ပိုင်းလူစားရလေ we shouldn't explain all the things we have to decide what for all we have to consider the difficulty level of the lesson if the lesson is too difficult should you explain to your students I will repeat again if the lesson is too difficult and most of your students are not a bright student then should you explain this lesson or not
Yeah, we should explain, teacher.
we should explain yes we should
If
teacher
the lesson is easy and most of the students are bright students then should you explain to them
we should not explain at all
yes we should not explain it depends on နော်အခုနောက်ပိုင်းယူဆဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကကလေးမှလည်းလေတွေးတတ်ခေါ်တတ်တဲ့အုံနောက်ရှိတာပဲနော်သူတို့တွေးတတ်အောင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကပြောပြရုံပဲလို့လားအကုန်လုံး EDU ရှင်းပြတဲ့ဖြစ်မရှိတော့ဘူးနော်ဒီစာအုပ်ကတော့နည်းနည်းတော့ဟို up to date တော့မဖြစ်နောက်ပိုင်းယူဆတွေရဆိုလို့ရှိရင် the teacher shouldn't explain I ရှင်းပြကြအောင်He speaks a good English. As a good teacher, you must be able to speak a good English. Number 5, he showed the same interest in all his students. This point is important. Same interest in all his students. There are different kinds of students. Some students are rich. Some students are opposite of rich. Some students are poor. Some students are bright students. Some students are dull students. Whether they are bright or dull, rich or poor, we should have the same interest in all his students. ကျွန်တော်တို့ဟိုယူရအောင်နော် best student မထားဘူးညနာမလိုက်ရဘူးသူကတော့တော်လို့ဆိုပြီးတော့တော်တဲ့ကလေးချစ်တာမျိုးနော်ဟိုညံ့လို့ဆိုပြီးတော့ညံ့တဲ့ကလေးကိုမျက်နှာသာမပေးတာမျိုးတတိသားသမီးမလို့ချစ်တာမျိုးအဲ့လိုစိတ်မျိုးမရှိရနော် so according to their findings a good teacher shows the same interest in all his students next one is he makes all the students participate This is also important. You know, Samaro participate here on low night, huh?
အကောင်လုံးမလုပ်နိုင်ပါဘူးဆရာ
You know, look what you do.
ကျိုးသားပါတယ်ခင်ဗျ
ကျွန်တော်မေးတာလေးဆရာသမားတို့နော်
ဟုတ်ပါတယ်
ကျွန်တော်ဆရာသမားတို့ပါစီနေတာကျွန်တော်အဲ့ဒီတောက်ချမပြောချင်ဘူးလေနော်မပြောချင်လို့ဆရာသမားတို့မေးတယ်မေးကြည့်တဲ့အခါမှာအခုတယောက်တော့တိုးလာပြီ60 participant at the same ဆရာအတန်းကိုကျွန်တော်မှတ်မိနေခုနကဆရာမတယောက်အတန်းမှတ်မိနေအဲ့နှစ်တန်းလောက်ပဲအမြဲကြားတယ်အကျန်တဲ့လူရမပါအောင်ပေါ့နော် participate ဖြစ်စေချင်တာနော်အဲ့ဒါမှ active ဖြစ်တာလေဟို active participation အရေးကြီးတယ်နော်ကိုစားတင်တဲ့အခါမှာ debate ကနေပြီးတော့ active တက်ကြွကြွနဲ့ပါလို့ရှိရင်ဆရာလည်းစာတင်ရတာဟို active ဖြစ်တာပေါ့နော်ဆရာတို့ဘက်ကလည်းပဲဆရာတို့ဘက်ကလည်းတိတ်ပြီးတော့ active participation တင်ရတဲ့ဆရာလည်းစိတ်မပါဘူးဖြစ်တာပေါ့အပြန်အလှန်ပဲလေနော်ဆရာတင်တာမကောင်းလို့ရှိရင်တပည့်ရစိတ်ဝင်စားဘူး in the same way debate ဘက်ကနေပြီးတော့ဆရာနဲ့ဒီလိုက်ပြီးတော့ participate မလုပ်လို့ရှိရင်ဆရာလည်းပဲဟိုစိတ်မပါဘူးနော်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့် he makes all students participate try ကျိုးတော့ကျိုးစားရတာပဲနော် participate လုပ်စေချင်တာ participate လုပ်စေချင်တဲ့အခါကျအခုကကျတော့နည်းနည်းတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့က face to face classroom မဟုတ်တဲ့အခါကျတော့နည်းနည်းတော့ခက်တာနော်အဲ့လို face to face classroom မဟုတ်တဲ့အခါမှာ the participants ကိုပါအောင်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်မေးဖို့ပဲရှိကြပါနော်မေးကြည့်ရအခုကျွန်တော်မေးတဲ့အခါမှာ only a few students answer my question most of the students became silent why are you silent if you cannot speak in English, you can speak in Myanmar. I don't mean that in the like the yoga meets me like I do that our discussion become active. Now, according to 7 qualifications, he show great patience. Yes, it is very important. You must be patient, great patience. To be a good teacher, you must show great patience. You know, so many Vladimir Jamsia Bonesa, and they don't want solution. စိတ်မရှိဘူးကလေးတွေဆိုလို့ရှိရင်မူလာတမ်းမြတ်အကြောင်းရှိရပေါ့ training လည်းမရှိဘူးပေါ့နော်မရှိဘဲနဲ့စာသင်တော့မတည်ဘူးပေါ့ a good qualification a good teacher ရဲ့ qualification တို့ပါတော့အဲ့ဒါလည်းမတည်ပါဘူးမတည်ဘဲဒီတိုင်းစာသင်ဟိုကကလေးကိုရသိခြင်းကလေးကစာမရအဲ့ဒါတော့ပြီးနာတော့နဲ့ရိုက်ပြီးရတယ်နော်စိတ်မရှိဘူးသူကဘာဖြစ်လို့ဒီကလေးကနော်ဥပမာဆိုတော့နော်ကလေးကဟုတ်ဆရာတော့ကိုအားလို့ရှိရင်လုံးစိတ်နေတာနော်ဥပမာ homework ဆက်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်လုံးမလာဘူးဆိုစိတ်တူတာနော်ဘာဖြစ်လို့မလုပ်လဲပါညာ reason မနေပဲနဲ့နော်မလုပ်ဘဲနဲ့မလုပ်လာတဲ့ကလေးရိုက်တာမျိုးအဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေဒီ patience မဖြစ်နော်စိတ်ရှိဖို့လိုတယ်ဆရာကောင်းတစ်ယောက်ဖြစ်ဖို့ to be a good teacher you must show great patience according to next slide he is its own spoken language he make his students speak in English he make his people walk ဒါလေးတွေကကောင်းတယ်နော်ခုနကသမီးနဲ့3 နဲ့ 9 တွေကအခုစတင်ပဲပေါ့နော်3ကကြတော့ he explained clearly nowadays instead of explaining clearly what should the teacher do the teacher should make his students work ကျောင်းသားကိုမေးတာပေါ့နော်ဆရာကနေအဖြေပြောပြမယ်စာကျောင်းသားကိုမေးကြည့်မယ် he used an audio lingual method these are the qualities of a good teacher according to students' response. Interestingly, the main point of the study to see if its audio-lingual method was popular only come 10. Most important is 1. Least important is 10. In terms of proper order network, here 10 quality, out of 10 quality, 3 of the 10 quality are 5, 6, 7. So 5, 6, 7, this is 5. 5, 6, 7. To be a good teacher, you must have great patience. You make your students participate, active participation. You must be able to arouse their student interest. They are very important. Relationship, I will read only the highlighted one. Relationship between teacher and students is also important. A good teacher, the most popular way, he shows sympathy for his pupil. He is fair to his all students, whether they are good or bad at English. He inspires confidence. ကျောင်းသားတွေကိုယုံကြည်မှုရှိအောင် they are good quality of the teacher. So we have already studied, make a good teacher. Is then what? Is then why make a good teacher? You injected. In the first place, the teacher personality matter a lot. Yes, your personality is also important to create a good rapport with their students by providing interesting and motivating classes. By the way, have I asked you to download LDOC 6?
Yes,
Hello?
teacher.
Yes, I
I've
did.
already
Teacher.
done.
Yes, I did,
Have
teacher.
I asked you to download LDOC 6? Download LDOC 6.
Okay, look, how about it, teacher?
Shall we look at RAPPORT report? Shall we look at the phone at the alarm?
Okay, teacher, phone at you now. What?
Phone at the alarm, so now dictionary will look at it, but when we read one more when RAPPORT report. What is the result?
Friendly agreement and understanding between people. Sure.
Yes, a friendly agreement and understanding between people. Cross-reference ကပါဗျာလေညားလေးထိုးပြီးပါလို့ပါပြတာလေ
Relationship, teacher.
Yes, sir. This means you should also check relationship. Okay. Report get out my general validity. How many boxes did you find? Did you find 4 boxes?
Yes, 4 boxes, teacher.
What is the first box?
What origin?
What origin?
Second box? Second box?
Example.
Examples.
Third box?
Thesaurus.
Thesaurus. Last box?
Thesaurus. Collocations.
Publications.
So if you look at thesaurus, what can you know? If you search in thesaurus, what can you get? You know, thesaurus will win the color, no? Please take thesaurus.
Yes, teacher. The relationship between 2 people or groups.
So relationship with, between, relation, diplomatic relation, trade relation, time. We can also use the what instead of relation. Which word can we use? Time. T-I-E, time. For example, there is a close time between us. There should be a close time between students and teacher. Time is the same as
Relationship.
time is the same as yes. Relationship. The example sentence of family time.
As younger members of the family moved away, the family ties began to
Yes,
weaken.
if you look at the example sentence, you can know how to use this word. Another related word in relationship is report.
Report, yes.
Report. How is it defined? Read the definition of report.
A good relationship between people who understand and agree with each other's opinions and ideas.
Thank you, Zama. Report between, establish a report. Another word is
Born teacher.
Yes, a born. B-O-N-E, born. P-R-E, die. R-A-P-P-O-R-T, report. Relationship. These are the related ones, okay? ပြန်ထွက်လိုက်ရအောင်နော် What is the last box?
Collocations teacher.
If you look at collocation, what can you do?
Establish, build up, develop.
သူနဲ့ collocation ကကြတော့ collocation ဝင်ကြည့်သူနဲ့တွဲသုံးတဲ့စလုံးတွေတွေ့တယ်နော်ပထမဆုံးကသူနဲ့တွဲသုံးတဲ့ adjective တွေက which adjective can we use with report go to report personal report which verb can be used with report
Build,
develop build a report develop a report another
establish report.
Yes, establish a report. This dictionary is a very useful for you, okay? Shall we go back to that slide? So what should we create? We should create a code. What does a report mean?
Relationship teacher.
Yes, there should be a good relationship with their student. Another word for relationship is it starts with T. When I got technology like that, die. A close tie. There should be a close tie among a family member. Without the sooner as you are, you need a close tie. Good relationship, good tie. So we should create a good report with their students. How can we create a good relationship with our students? How can we create to get a good relationship with our students?
We should have, I think we should have mutual respect with each other.
Here I highlighted by providing
inspiration and motivation class.
If we can create interesting and motivating classes, there will be a good relationship with our students. We should also treat all the students the same. Whether they are bright students or not, whether they are rich or poor. Okay, these are the qualification of a good teacher.
Yes.
As I said, and last paragraph, first line. Lastly, teacher clearly needs to be able to show that they know their subject. As I said, who said in Myanmar, he said a good teacher must know his subject, okay? They know their subject. Here, as an English teacher, he must be good at English. These are the qualifications of a good teacher. Another point is success. D is success. What is ABC? We have already studied ABC. What are they? Who remember?
Physical condition.
Yes,
Physical condition.
If you are physical
Methods and the teacher.
If your physical condition is good, your students will be interested in your lesson. Second one is
Method, teaching method.
yes,
Teaching
teaching
method.
method. If you can use there, if you can use the interesting teaching method. Another point is a good
Teacher, the quality of the teachers.
If the teacher has a good qualification, we can hope with his teaching will be good. This is the next one is the fourth one is success. Your student success or not also depend on their history. If throughout their past experience, if they are good at English, they have competence. On the other hand, if they are weak in English according to their past experience, they may probably think that they will not be successful in their study in English. And I lead up to that, no? ကိုဘွားတစ်ချောင်းမှာအောင်မြင်မှုတွေရှိလာတဲ့အခါမှာအောင်မြင်မှုရှိတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် confidence ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့လေးလာလို့စိတ်တိုးတာအောင်မြင်မှုမရှိတဲ့အခါကျကိုဘယ်တော့ပဲကြိုးစားကြည့်တာမအောင်မြင်တဲ့အခါမှာ because of failure we are not motivated enough so motivational drive force is success or lack of success whether we have success or not it is also important in motivational drive force of a student. Low challenge activities are equally demotivating. Low motivational difference. Depending on each level, our students have different motivations. For example, children. In general, children do not have motivation as much as adolescent, adult, beginner. Each children do not have motivation. Who is important for their successful learning?
The teacher is so important. I think, teacher.
If the teacher, if children themselves do not have motivation, we are important. We have to arouse to make their interest. Here, children need frequent changes of activity. They need activities which are exciting and stimulate their curiosity. They need to be involved in something active. They will usually not sit and listen. Not to do activity now. They will be interested in your lessons. So, according to each level, they have a different motivational differences. What about adolescent? Are you adolescent? Are you children? Hello?
Adolescent.
I think so. Yeah, adolescent.
You are adolescent?
I think we are adult.
Shall we check adolescent? In psychology, you have already know this one. ADO-LESCENT.
Yes, teacher. I think I'm adult.
Yes, shall we check ADO-LESCENT? ADO-LESCENT. Adolescent. Adolescent is age between the age of
12 and 18, teacher.
Are you
18.
18?
No.
You are not adolescent. You are adult. Okay.
I already. Yeah.
You are adult learner. You are adult learner. This is the conclusion of this chapter. Conclusion. Different reasons for learning a language. We learn for different reasons. For example, what does EAP mean? Some students study English for EAP. What does EAP mean?
EA?
EAP. EAP, EOP, EST. Last week we studied these down.
English for academic
Yes, English for
Academics.
academic purpose. So for example, medical students study English. Their purpose is to be able to reach the medical term. So when you learn English, English for academic purpose. This is academic purpose. Reading and writing are positive. For a pilot, which case is more important? For a pilot, listening, speaking, reading, writing.
EUP.
Which is occupational purpose. English for occupation. What does EST mean? What does EST mean?
English for science and technology.
Yes, English for science and technology. These are for different reasons for learning a language. Those students who have themselves made the decision to study, and then they have intrinsic motivation. The study of language is a compulsory part of their education. They learn English simply because they are taught, whether they want to learn it or not. Second one, strongly motivated student is in far better position as a learner. So to make their learning successful, a student must have motivation. Motivation is very important. So we discussed this in detail. Motivation is important. And on the other hand, from the point of view of teacher personality and rapport is also important. Teacher personality, we must protect teacher personality, we must protect teaching, he must know his subject, he must be patient, he treats the students equally. They are very important. Providing motivating and interesting class. Another point is success. We have just that they are important. Now I will move to next slide, next lesson. What a language students should learn. What should, as a language student, what should they learn?
Pronunciation.
Yes, pronunciation.
Vocabulary.
Vocabulary. Yeah, shall we look at the box?
Yes. Pronunciation. The importance of listening.
They should listen. If they listen aloud, what skill can they develop?
Speaking skill.
Yes, thank you, sir. If they listen aloud, they will be able to speak. In the same way, if they read aloud, what can they do?
Writing skill.
Yes, they can write. So there are listening, speaking, and reading and writing. These are their four skills. These skills,
Yes.
these skills divided into two skills.
Two.
In general, they are important. They are divided into only two. Language important, language output. Okay.
Output. Yeah, teacher.
Protected skills and receptive skills. All the four skills can be divided into protective skills and receptive skills. What are the receptive skills? Four skills. Out of four skills, which skills are receptive skills?
Reading and listening skills.
Reading and listening.
Are all receptive skills. If you are students often read a lot, they will be able to write. In the same way, if you listen a lot, you will be able to speak. So importance of listening. If we listen, we can get correct pronunciation. Stress. What is stress?
Stress.
Yes. What is stress?
Peter Paul version.
Yes. For example, increase. How many syllables are there?
Yes.
Increase. How many syllables are there?
Increase.
Increase. How many syllables?
Yes,
I think three.
Three syllables.
Only two.
Increase. Two syllables.
Increase is only in syllable. We use vowel sound, not consonant sound. You may probably think crease is two sound. No, not two syllable, only one syllable. In and crease. INCRESE. In the word INCRESE, there are only two syllables. The first syllable is in. CRESE creases second syllable. If the stress is on the first syllable, increase. This becomes now. If you put second syllable, it becomes verb. Increase. This is verb. Here we look at this word in the dictionary. INCRESE increase. INCREASE increase. What are the results?
Wait a second.
Now, teacher.
What are the results? Increase can be verb and
verb,
noun.
now, and
That's a noun.
if we add ed, we get adjective.
adjective. Yeah.
So shall we look at the verb increase?
Yes, teacher.
INCRE as it increases written in red color. No? Red color နဲ့ရေးထားတဲ့နောက်မှာတွေ့တာလေးကိုဘာလို့ခေါ်လဲ
Phonetic.
This is a phonetic symbol. Stress ကို
Phonetic.
ဘာတွေ့လဲ Stress ကိုဘယ်မှာတွေ့လဲ second syllable or first syllable.
Second syllable.
Yes, a second syllable ကိုမှာရှိတယ်နော်ပြန်ထွက်လိုက်ပြီး noun ကိုတစ်ချက်ကြည့်ရအောင် stress ကဘယ်ပေါ်မှာရှိလဲ
First syllable.
Yes, a first syllable မှာရှိတယ် so the same pronunciation is the same, but if we put a stress on the first syllable, increase, this is noun. If we put stress on the second syllable, increase, this is verb. Okay, so syllable is also important. And the increase can now be what does S2 mean? Do you know? Phonetic symbol now exactly after these three
Yes.
S2. What does S2 mean?
Oh, S2.
The thing is
Top 2,000 spoken words.
yes, S2 means top 2,000 spoken words.
Okay.
This word is included in the 2,000 spoken word. Then what does W1 mean?
Top 1,000
So
written words.
1,000 written words.
Yes, the top 1,000 written word. This word is included in the top 1,000 spoken word. So we should know this one. Probably not, that's American. So shall we go back to the slide? Important for listening. 3.2 grammar. To be a good language learner, we must have grammatical knowledge. If you do not have a grammatical knowledge, you cannot construct a sentence, okay? To be able to write a sentence correctly, you must have grammatical knowledge. If you do not have grammatical knowledge, you cannot produce a sentence, okay? For example, at least a subject verb object. We know object must be put after verb, subject must be put before verb. This is the rule. If you do not know the rule, you cannot produce a grammatically sentence, correct sentence. So grammar is also important. The topic is what a language students should learn. What should they learn? According to 3.2, what a good language students should learn? They should learn grammar. They should learn pronunciation.
Sure.
20.1, importance of language awareness. Another area they should learn is a vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Yes, if they do not have sufficient vocabulary, they cannot produce. They cannot say what they want to say. They cannot write what they want to write. Again, vocabulary in context. What does context mean? How to understand the word context? Who know context?
I think
Yes.
paragraph.
And it may be paragraph or it may be a dialogue between in the conversations, I think.
Context you are meaning. I will. W-I-N-D. How to pronounce this word? Can you see? Can you see the slide? What I write?
Wind.
W-I-N-D. How to pronounce?
Wind.
Wind. Are you sure?
And also wine. Wine.
So if I write it like this, I am doing that in the dark, so I can see clearly. There is no light. There is no light. I have using the laptop in the cloud. So I can see the work.
I wine.
So how will you pronounce it?
I wind the clock.
I wind the clock.
How will you pronounce?
Wind
Wind blow. Wind
This is
blow.
all context, okay?
Yes, yeah.
Without sentence, W-I-N-D, we cannot definitely say how to pronounce it because it has two pronunciation. When it is used as a verb, we pronounce it right. When it is used as a noun, we pronounce it
When.
win. Without sentence, we cannot know how to pronounce it. I wind the clock. Here, how do you know how was I is subject? So W-I-N-T is used as a verb in this sentence.
But
You automatically pronounce it, I wind the clock. But in the sentence, the wind blow. Blow is verb. So you automatically know this is verb. That this is subject. So wind. This is called context. Vocabulary in context. Depending on the context. Depending on the context, what should you tell your student is that most of the WhatsApp more than one meaning. For example, here, no, English alone don't I think that the muted no, which sometimes it is used as a verb, sometimes it is used as a noun. So depending on the context, what has different meaning. This is all vocabulary in context. What do you usually do if you find difficult unknown words in the passage? What do you usually do? While you are reading, if you find unknown words, what do you usually do?
I look for the word in the dictionary.
So အမြဲတမ်းတော့မကြည့်ရဘူးပေါ့နော်
တခါကျရင်ဒီချက်ဝရမယ်ဒီဟာကဘာဖြစ်မလဲဆိုပြီးတော့နောက်လာမယ့်စာကြောင်းနဲ့ပြန်ချိတ်ဆက်ကြည့်တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲလောက်တဲ့ဒီချက်ခါကျရင်
အဲ့ဒါကို vocabulary in context လို့ခေါ်တာနော်
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဒီချက်
အဲ့ဒါ vocabulary in context လို့ခေါ်တာအခုဒီလိုပေါ့နော် WIND ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဘယ်လိုအတန်ထွက်ရမှာတော့မသိဘူးဟောဝက်ကြမြင်လိုက်တော့မှ I wind the ကိုပေါ့နော် I the wind blows ဆို I can see blank ဘာဖြည့်လို့ရမလဲ I can see blank I can see wall ပြန်နေတူရော I can see clearly what can you see
I can see
answer my question what can you see who can you see
I can see no
who can
one
you see
with my eyes.
how can you see where can you see we cannot get according to our grammatical knowledge I is subject and C is verb so subject verb after subject verb there may be object there may be a verb we cannot guess there are many possibilities okay because we cannot guess the meaning simply because there is no context what can you see in the sky
I can see the cloud in the sky
or you automatically produce a cloud why can you see the clouds because of the what
because I see in the sky yeah
ခုနက in the sky မပါခင်တော့ဆရာစီက cloud ဆိုတဲ့စကားထွက်မလာဘူးနော်
Okay.
So this is called context. According to grammatical knowledge, the missing word is object. Because of the quiz in the start, it can be clouds. There are many other possible objects. What can you see in the sky? We can see the moon in the sky. We can see the stars in the sky. There are so many things in the sky, okay? So this is called context. Vocabulary in context. Discourse. What does a discourse mean?
Discourse.
Yes, a discourse. 3.4, discourse.
Teacher, I prepared the dictionary.
Okay, shall we check discourse? What does a discourse mean according to dictionary meaning? Shall we check D-I-S-C-O-U-R-S-E, discourse? D-I-S-C-O-U-R-S-E.
Discourse.
Discourse. The result is noun and verb. Shall we look at noun, discourse?
No. G-I-S. Serious speech or piece of writing on a particular subject.
It has three definitions. According to definition 1, a serious speech or piece of writing on a particular subject. According to definition 2, serious conversation or discussion between people. And definition 3, the language used in a particular type of speech or writing. Okay, discourse. Discourse. So in terms of organization, if letters are combined, they become words. When words are combined, they become either phrases or sentences. When sentences are combined, they become
Paragraph.
yes, a paragraph. When paragraphs are combined, they become
essay or student check.
passage, no passage. Any level will discuss level before, no? Discuss level is already passage level how much you have. Passage level how much you have. The English operation go on when the tasks are combined. For example, here, L-E-A-R-A. When these letters are combined, we get the word. When words are combined, we may probably get a trace of clause or sentences. What a language student do. This is sentences. When sentences are combined, we can get a paragraph. When paragraphs are, if there are more than one paragraph, it may be passage. So discourse is at a passage level. Another point is we are going to study what the student learn. Language function. Language function. Your students should know language function. What does language function mean?
Language function.
Language function, for example, a noun. A noun has a noun can be in a sentence. A noun can be subject, object.
Subject, object.
Complement. They are called
function.
What does a word do in a sentence? This is called discuss organization skills. There are 4 skills, as all of you know.
4 skills, yes.
Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. What are the productive skills?
Product skill is speaking and writing.
What are the receptive skills?
Listening and reading.
Yes, and we have to study this area. We have to create a syllabus. Okay, syllabus. What does syllabus tell us? The syllabus suggests us what to do. Structure and function. Structure mean at a sentence level. This is called sentence structure. For example, subject, verb, object. This is also sentence structure. Subject, verb, object, and verb. This is also sentence structure. At the paragraph level, discourse structure, there are different structures and functions. what is their function, and then we are going to study vocabulary, situation, topic, and facts. The syllabus and students' needs. 3.7 language variety. As I have said earlier, မြန်မာစကားကိုပေါ့နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့တိုင်းရင်းသားလူမျိုးပြောကြတဲ့အခါမှာရခိုင်လူမျိုးကရခိုင်နာနဲ့မြန်မာစကားပြောတယ်မွန်ကကြတော့လေမွန်လီနဲ့မြန်မာစကားပြောတယ်ရှမ်းကလည်းရှမ်းလီနဲ့ပြောတယ် This is called language variety. The same language. English စာမှာလည်းဒီလိုပဲနော် different states they use different their pronunciation. This is called language variety. So in this unit, we are going to study what a language student should learn. The answer is 3.1 to 3.1. They should learn pronunciation, they should learn grammar, they should learn vocabulary. Again, they should learn vocabulary in context so that they can get there, unknown words. They should also know language function. What are the functions of a language? At the discourse level, our discourses organize syllabus, structure and function, depending on structure in it, what are their functions? Your students should know. Situation means classroom situation. In a classroom situation, depending on classroom situation, we have to use the language. Formal and informal. This is called register. Do you know register?
I know.
Register.
Yeah. This is my duty.
What does a register mean? What does a register mean?
မြန်မာပြောမှဆိုရင်နာမည်ခေါ်စီလို့ပြောထားတယ်ရှင်
And the language မှာသုံးတာအဲ့ဒီအဓိပ္ပာယ်နဲ့ပေါ့နော်
Okay.
Jerry check this register. RETISTER register.
Register with a second.
RETISTER register.
Now or Parisha?
Yes, register is used as a noun. So shall we look at the noun?
Yes.
How many definitions does it have?
Official yeah.
How many definitions does it have?
Two.
More than two.
Or 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 to 6.
အဲ့တော့ definition တစ်ခုချင်းကိုအသေးစိတ်မဖတ်ခင်စကားလုံးတစ်လုံးကိုတွေးလိုက်လို့ရှိရင်သူ့မှာ definition ဘယ်လောက်ရှိလဲဆိုတာကိုအရင်ရှားလာနော်အဲ့ဒါကို good habit နော် dictionary တစ်ခုကြည့်တော့မယ်ဆိုရင် result ကိုအရင်ကြည့်မယ် result ကဘာပြောလဲ noun or verb for adjective နော်အခု noun အနေနဲ့ကြည့်တဲ့အခါမှာ when register is used as a noun how many definitions does it have? 5 definition နော်ဆရာပြောတဲ့ register ဆိုတာက definition ဘယ်လောက်လဲအခုကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီထဲမှာပြောတဲ့ register ဆိုတာဒီဘာကိုပြောချင်တာလဲ which definition?
2 language style.
Yes.
Language style.
Here we use register in terms of definition 2 language style.
Language style.
How is it defined?
Technically, the word style and grammar used by speakers and writers in a particular situations or in a particular type of writing.
There, in general, there, အခုအထိကျွန်တော်တို့ဟိုနည်းလေးပဲမှတ်ထားလိုက်နော် formal နဲ့ informal မျိုးရှိတယ်နော် formal register နဲ့ informal register ဝယ်လို့ရှိရင် spoken language က informal register written language က formal register okay ဒီမှာစမှာလည်းရှိတယ်ကြာချက်သမားနော် register ဆိုတာလေ for example spoken language မှာဟိုဥပမာဆိုပါတော့နော်ဟို written language နဲ့ spoken language မတူဘူးလေဥပမာမောင်မောင်ကျောင်းသွားတယ်ဆိုတာကို written language မှာဘယ်လိုရေးလဲ
မောင်မောင်ကျောင်းတို့သွားသည်
ကျောင်းတို့သွားသည်တဲလို့ပြောလား
ပြောပါဦးခင်ဗျ
spoken language မှာကျောင်းသွားတယ်လို့ပြောတာပေါ့နော် written language မှာကျတော့ကျောင်းသွားသည်လို့ပြောနော် this is for situation formal informal written language မှာမြန်မာစာအသုံးနှုန်းပြီးမောင်မောင်ဒီကျောင်းတို့သွားသည် in spoken language မှာအဲ့လိုပြောလားမောင်မောင်ဒီကျောင်းတို့သွားသည်လို့အဲ့လိုပြောလား
ပြောပါဦးခင်ဗျာ
မောင်ကျောင်းသွားတယ်
မောင်ကျောင်းသွားတယ်တဲ့နော်မောင်မောင်ကျောင်းသွားတယ်အဲ့ဒါ register ပဲနော် register ဆိုတာ suitable usage တိတော်တယ်လို့သုံးရမယ် in spoken language how should we say But in written language, a function we say this is called register. Situation moment. Situation means in the written language or in the spoken language. Situation moment you have to use formal or informal. Formal means aguniaro already matter. Not formal suradi, not of in written language ma formal or spoken language ma informal situation. No situation moment language. Choice of language, no language to cool reading nama, so situation, topic, and text. Topic. What are we going to talk about? You only need a sometimes we use formal, sometimes we use informal. For example, in the classroom, if we are talking about nuclear physics, what register should we use, formal or informal? Starting animal, no starting animal can only the topic nuclear physics formal language formal no?
回答我们去
Hello? Starting animal,
formal language
formal the one starting actually, no starting animal formal language another situation is in a cafe, no? The page is marked and again a time we are leaving topic. What are you talking about? We are leaving biology, formal or informal?
informal teacher
informal
depending on situation, topic, and text, we have to choose the suitable register. This is called register. Next one is syllabus and students' needs. Hey, students' needs are really, student needs school, student needs school, keep in language in no? To give you clear example, general the page and the sign is one. The page is at the Paris as a model, the page and Chabina. The page party me.
ပုံလေဘာတောက်ချင်လဲဘာစားချင်လဲ
How the posing not jazzing not choosing a new book, no? The other needs to that.
တူပါတော့ခင်ဗျာ
Needs to do. Now the yoga choosing lead out in it, the yoga jazzing lead out in it, the yoga poja lead out in it, the yoga bowman lead out in it. Hey, look, do you need for mamma to get you up? So we are at all. The time love your down the child, you made that, no? Customer needs Kabali. Hey, needs go in maybe your man needs a dance shop. No, say I'm Malay posing this on it. So they do a posing it shop your Napu and Kaja. See, I need snack I do say I believe in it. Copy Kong is enough, no? Who are posing it out there? Do a bomb with the Nachala, choose the evening to do resolution, push it to the child. Hopefully, the tower let to Yen devotion about, no? Go needs never kind of child. In the same way, Charu Sigani Variduan, Sawi at the Hattins, Sigan Bula,
ဟုတ်ပါခင်ဗျာ
Palan,
သူကယောဂချင်းနေမိတယ်ဘယ်လိုခံစားရလဲပြီးတော့
Yoga did not need all a seat to be that. He told them around.
ဟုတ်ပါတ
In
ယ်
the same way, generally, a Uberman Putin to starting under mark, student needs school, you know, a main income, no? Main income. Student needs, around the general one, needs analysis, no, they're local, no? Needs analysis. In Western student, they pass through needs analysis. Now, in major, not to do it. Through an international pretest look at form, no pretest look at you, to do a pretest form of material, to do a loud down my harden, to do a language needs got loud, no elementary level of machine, regional level of machine, we intermediate machine, to do a language background knowledge for my material, to do Pandu, no speaking skill, listening skill, reading skill, so and so, no student needs go TV or is syllabus station, no? Syllabus station, Yana Palu, Lure needs go TV or when you syllabus station, right? And where you lose syllabus stuff, what you teach, no? Language variety can not be around the island, general language, no? And these people generally know about လောက်မှာသွားဟိုခွဲတော့တနားခွဲလောက်ပြီနော်နားကျွန်တော်
Okay, what?
Okay, teacher, yeah, but
May I stop here?
Yeah, teacher, you can.
ကျွန်တော်တို့ LD အမြဲတမ်းဒီတပတ်အဆုံးတာနော်
ဟုတ်ပါteacher အမြန်ကြာပြီနေဆုံးပါလား
So shall we see the
Yeah,
on
bye. Yeah, teacher, bye bye. Good night, boy. Okay,
yeah, teacher.